How could the mornings be fascinated without juices, and especially apple juice? I mean, it's purely meant for health and a fresh vibe. When it comes to picking apples for juice, like for real apple juice or even sugar-free drinks, the process is way more complex than just grabbing any random apple off a tree. It's a whole thing. These brands have to go through a bunch of steps to make sure they're picking the right apples, because trust me, it can make or break the entire vibe of the juice. Brands and farmers literally track the bricks level to make sure they're harvesting at the perfect moment. Not all apples hit the same, and that's a fact. Some are sweet and crunchy, like the popular Fuji, the one everyone loves in their fruit bowls, while others, like Granny Smith, are more on the sour side. They're that slap-in-the-face tartness. So, when brands pick apples for juice, the whole fuss is about finding balance. They want a juice that's sweet, but not too sugary, and tart, but of course not like you're biting directly into a lemon. So they got to achieve a perfect blend of several categories, which we will be talking about later in this video. Okay, washing might be necessary to ghost those germs and unwanted debris, but they also put the apples in a pool of water, so they stay hydrated, fresh, and their temperature could be maintained. As long as they're getting the entire stuff ready, let me ask if you guys are enjoying this video. I know you really do, just asking to keep up the hopes, As I am telling this, I feel like it's the same, just like we need a good bubble bath after our entire hectic day or long travels. So, take some rest, babies. So at first they sort, clean, and then set aside the Fuji and Gala apples, so when the third buddy comes, there would be enough space. These prized fruits are now welcome to be blended along with the other two categories and create that magical juice. Once they have completed their bubble bath treatment, they're moved through these special yet super unique passages, so while they keep moving, they'll be cleaned thoroughly within that process. More like their every movement has some technical strategy behind it. Factories often use those unattractive or blemished apples because these are typically fully ripened and they're packed with hell of flavor. These apples can be a little bruised or weirdly shaped, and that's totally fine because they're getting crushed up anyway. Let's just say, ugly apples for the win. So, where does your apple come from? Yup, that matters, especially these days when everybody is sensitive about how and from where their food is coming. So, Fuji apples grown in cooler places, like certain regions in Argentina, shout out to Rio Negro, get more complex sugars and acidity going on, making them ideal for juicing. The reason brands love sourcing from specific spots is because they know the apples from there are reliable. No one wants a surprise in their juice, right? They're not trying to play guessing games with sweetness or tartness. They need apples that give them the same flavor every single time. And that blending apples strategy to get the rich apple juice is a thoughtful process shaped by the seasons and customer tastes. The typical mix is somewhat 50% Fuji, 30% Granny Smith, and 20% Gala apples, but the expert team carefully adjusts these amounts to create the perfect flavor. This is why brands mix up those three categories. It's all about that perfect harmony. For a tangier flavor, the proportion of Granny Smith apples is increased, adding a refreshing tartness. Changing the amount of Gala apples can enhance the juice's floral sense or make the flavor simpler. These adjustments ensure each batch highlights the best apples of the season and appeals to different preferences. Things aren't done yet. We are going to show you how they get the apples for frozen fruit packaging. They're not just out here picking any apples, they want ones that are grown in a way that's good for the planet. A lot of famous brands are switching to sustainable farming practices, like using less pesticides or going organic, which is better for the environment and the apples. Look at those intelligent machines, how brilliantly they handle everything. However, technology doesn't eliminate the need for human oversight. Workers are still essential for ensuring that only the best quality apples are processed. Let me complete what I was saying earlier about sustainable practices. So, buying local also means they're not shipping apples from halfway across the world, which cuts down on that carbon footprint and shows their care towards the local farmers. So, yeah, the apples not only taste good, but they're also giving back to the earth. No doubt whatever practices they do, at the end of the day, it's all about you people. Hey, have you ever used the frozen fruit packs? I don't know where else they're helpful, but I only use them to make that caramelized applesauce.
Ever wondered how some of your favorite ice creams get from the farm to your freezer? Dude, prepare yourself to witness the incredible transformation. But first, let's talk about how they get the fresh and tasty milk from these cows. It's all about advanced technology that is used from their care to the milking process. As soon as they finish milking the cows, the entire milk is immediately transferred to their dedicated facilities. So the milk gets pasteurized and to test whether the milk is good enough to proceed. Once the milk gets its own place in the mixing chambers, further ingredients like cream, sugar, and other stabilizers are added and whisked in those large blending tanks. Check out that creamy consistency. As this ice cream is prepared, it is whisked at lower temperatures, probably freezing the mixture at the same time, to achieve that creamy and fluffy texture of an ice cream. Now the ice cream mixture is prepared, so it is being sent into the further depositors bit by bit, from where the real magic will begin. These precision blades effortlessly slice through the creamy goodness, creating perfectly symmetrical portions. Automated machines then slide each stick into the ice cream, transforming these creamy treats into handheld masterpieces. The robotic arms are all around to help in every little task, For example, now they hold each ice cream with pure gentleness, so they can take a dip into the rich and smooth chocolate pool. Check out the luscious ice cream takes a dip in a velvety chocolate bath, emerging with a glossy coating for that irresistible crunch in every heavenly bite. From heating to packaging, the robots make sure everything runs smoothly without any breaks, so the ice creams are always tasty. Temperature is super important here. They nail it by keeping things perfectly cool, so every scoop is spot on. Remember those childhood ice cream cones we all have a long history with? Let's be real, ice cream cones are the ultimate pleasure anytime, anywhere. So a cool blast sets the creamy goodness in the cones just right. If you can easily resist these ice creams, dude, our vibes don't match. But wait, we have a lot more options ahead. So stick around and let me know which ice cream you like the most. These sleek robotic arms are segmenting ice cream cones for easy packaging, while the packaging paper is being prepped and now it's ready. So these ice cream cones are being securely packed into these massive cartons. A bunch of robotic arms slice the ice cream into pieces and automatically sandwich them between biscuit layers. The whole process is fully automated, making it efficient and precise. These robots work together to ensure that every ice cream sandwich is perfectly made, with no need for human intervention. Buddies, now we must step back and let these machines rocket quietly, constantly hustling to churn out these ice cream buckets. You gotta admit, modern ice cream factories are tech wonders, which can easily handle the bulk work, even if it's pouring an ice cream or just packing it into beautiful wraps. From crafting epic flavors to perfecting creamy textures, these factories transform simple ingredients into pure joy, sparkling smiles, and sweet moments in every bite. How beautifully these nozzles pour creamy ice cream into perfect-shaped molds. As these sticks slide in, they transform them into handheld masterpieces. Check out these robotic arms, dipping each ice cream bar halfway into a luscious chocolatey dream. Meanwhile, the wrappers get ready and look how gracefully they are lined up, just ready to be packed by these automated machines. Vanilla ice cream bars are the ultimate treat. They're creamy, sweet, and have that perfect vanilla flavor that never gets old. Each bite is smooth and rich, with a hint of vanilla that's just right. Whether you're chilling with friends or just need a snack, these bars are a go-to for satisfying your sweet tooth. Totally delicious and always a hit. As I told you guys that today we have everything for each one of you, so here comes the waffle ice cream sandwiches. Perhaps some of you may not know about these, but those who have tasted them can never go back. Waffle ice cream sandwiches are a mouth-watering treat that combines the best of both worlds, crispy waffles and creamy ice cream. The waffles are warm and fluffy, while the ice cream in between is cold and smooth, creating an awesome contrast in every bite. Watch out for these waffle cups, fresh out of their molds. Their signature ice cream mixture gets churned in these huge machines, adding just the right amount of air for that creamy vibe. Once churned, it's quickly cooled to keep it smooth. Frozen ice cream then gets poured into each waffle cup, filled to the brim. Did you know some ice cream factories in the United Kingdom cranks out over 2 million ice creams a day? Running 24/7, this place never stops, meeting global demand by keeping the shelves stocked. If you are enjoying this video, hit that like button so we will know it was worth an adventure. This ice cream is filled with real mango goodness and their rich flavor, which can blow your mind on its very first bite. So why waiting to grab one? This is for strawberry lovers. First, as these waffle cones get lined up, automated nozzles spray a chocolatey base inside each cone for that extra yum factor. Then, strawberry ice cream gets poured into each cone, and as bundles of cones get ready, trays cruise them to the freezers and then to the packaging line. Now these robotic arms swoop in, placing each cone into separate chambers to keep everything smooth and flawless. Of course, there's some serious engineering magic at play, along with humans remotely monitoring every machine. As rainbow ice cream gets poured into each cup, you gotta admire these nozzles working at their peak. Sealed with a lid, robotic arms whisk each cup to the packaging line, pumping out products in the blink of an eye. Just a perfect, yummiest sight to watch. As vanilla stands out as the world's favorite ice cream flavor, the United States marks its spot as the largest producer and consumer of ice cream worldwide. How adorably these robotic hands place each ice cream into its own separate holder on the automated line. Then they get dipped into a rich chocolate bath, adding that yummy layer we all adore. Finally, a cool air blast sets them just right, ready to be shipped out to markets. Here's how sushi goes from a simple idea to the delicious rolls you love. Let's explore the world of sushi, where rice meets seaweed, and every roll tells a story. The first step in making sushi rolls involves getting the pots ready. This means ensuring that the pots used for cooking rice are clean and properly set up. Once the pots are ready, the next step is to soak the rice. Sushi rice needs to be soaked to achieve the right texture and stickiness. Soaking the rice allows it to absorb moisture, which helps it cook evenly. Once the rice are perfectly soaked and settled, the water is drained from the rice, and it is rinsed multiple times. Rinsing the rice is to remove excess starch. This stirrer makes sure the rice gets evenly settled in the pots before cooking. With the pots prepared, the soaked rice is ready to be cooked, so they are placed on the stoves. Cooking sushi rice requires careful attention to timing and temperature. Once the rice is cooked, it is carefully taken out of the pots and placed onto conveyor belts. These belts are designed to move the rice to the next stage of the process, which is stirring the cooked rice a little bit to separate every grain and move to the hopper. Let's watch preparing the rest of the ingredients to make thousands of perfect rolls of sushi. With everything ready, now comes the fun part, assembling the sushi rolls. The machines spread the seasoned rice onto the conveyor belt, while the workers place the meats and veggies on top of the rice as it moves on a conveyor belt. From fresh, crisp vegetables to seaweed and other picked ingredients to enhance the flavors, everything is all lined up for this step. The precise placement of these ingredients is crucial for ensuring that every sushi roll has a balanced flavor and texture. Thanks to the labor that finally made it possible to allow me to show you these beautiful scenes. Finally, the rice and filling are rolled up to make the delicious sushi rolls. This would be all done with the help of these rolling machines, which will perfectly roll out the assembled sushi sheets. Just look at those enormous sushi rolls. Aren't they mouth-watering? This one was a billion times satisfactory adventure that I'm never gonna forget. The workers now cover the sushi rolls with the seaweed sheets and feed the sushi rolls into the machine that slices the big rolls into bite-sized pieces. The ready-to-eat rolls are now all set to get covered inside the special packaging, which seals them to keep them fresh. Now let's set off on a tasty journey of the production of your favorite snack, kimbap. Workers carefully add a mix of spicy sauces to the freshly cooked rice. This blend of flavors gives the kimbap its unique kick. The rice is stirred with precision to make sure every grain is coated with that zesty, spicy goodness. After the rice gets its spicy makeover, the machines spread it evenly, and it is then topped with meat or whatever preferences and other sauces to add crunch and color to each kimbap pack. Each piece is carefully cut to make sure it's just the right size for a perfect bite. The neatly cut kimbap pieces are placed into individual packs. Each pack is sealed tightly to keep the kimbap fresh and flavorful, and that's how your favorite kimbap packs come to your plates. Over 300 million tennis balls are used in games and tournaments around the world. Let's see how rubber is transformed into the iconic green balls. It all starts with the raw materials. To make a tennis ball, the factory needs rubber and felt. Rubber gives the ball its bounce, while felt provides the texture and color. Big rolls of rubber are the foundation of every tennis ball. This rubber is mixed with special ingredients to make it strong and bouncy. Once we have our rubber pieces ready, we need to shape them into tennis balls. To do this, they use metal molds that are designed to give the rubber its spherical shape. These people are so smart, they have first shaped the rubber into a sheet with molds, which will later be cut into smaller chunks. By placing the mold rubber sheet into that amazing machine, they're able to cut the ball halves to easily heat and make them sturdy. One more important thing, they're going to do some finishing by grinding the ball halves to make sure they are even before putting some stiffened glue to secure the halves and make a perfect ball. After the rubber cores have been heated and molded, they need to cool down. This step is crucial because it solidifies the rubber and ensures it keeps its shape. The hot, newly molded balls are taken out of the molds and left to cool. This cooling process helps the balls achieve their final form and ensures they are sturdy enough. The balls are ready for their felt cover. The outer layer of a tennis ball is made from felt. Large sheets of felt are carefully cut into precise shapes. This felt will create the iconic fuzzy cover of the ball. The cutting machines ensure every piece is the right size and shape. The adhesive used must be strong enough to hold the felt in place during intense play while remaining flexible to avoid affecting the ball's bounce. The prepared felt pieces are glued onto the rubber core. This step is done with great care to ensure the felt is evenly distributed and securely attached. These machines are used to stiffen the green wrap onto the balls firmly, so they make sure your tennis balls are worth buying. It's all about precision and care to make sure each ball performs just right on the court. After the rubber cores are all set and covered in felt, the balls go into this super cool pressurized chamber. This chamber is kind of like a mini pressure cooker for tennis balls. It's filled with air, and then that air is pumped into the balls. Without this pressurization, the balls wouldn't bounce correctly. They'd be too flat or too stiff. Basically, it's all about getting that perfect bounce so the balls play just like they're supposed to. Once the balls are pumped up to their ideal pressure, they're sealed in these airtight containers. The containers keep the balls from losing any air before they reach the store or your local tennis court. It's super important because if the balls lost pressure, they wouldn't perform as well. Each step is essential to create a tennis ball that's durable, bouncy, and ready for the game. Who doesn't like the crunchy nuts? But have ever wondered what happens to them before they reach your table? The process starts with the first step, washing. Once washed, the walnuts move onto a conveyor belt for sorting. Here, they're carefully checked to separate the good ones from the ones that didn't make the cut. With the walnuts now dry, it's time for cracking. They head to the cracking machines, which carefully break open the hard outer shells. The cracking machines are designed to handle this task efficiently while keeping the nut halves intact. Watch as the shells split open and the walnut pieces fall into bins. After cracking, the walnuts are inspected. They move through packaging machines where they're weighed, bagged, and sealed tight, ready to be shipped out and enjoyed. Breadsticks are a beloved snack and appetizer. Millions of people enjoy it every day. Let's see how the simple dough is transformed into crispy golden breadsticks. The magic starts as the mixer combines everything into a soft, sticky mixture ready for the next step. Kneading helps the dough develop its strength so the breadsticks will be just right. Chewy on the inside and crispy on the outside. The dough is then rolled out and fed into a shaping machine. Here, it's cut into perfect breadstick shapes. The machine slices the dough into long, thin sticks, ready to be baked. Next stop, the oven. The breadsticks are sent to an oven to give them their final tasty texture.